Woo! Bobby Shmurda out of prison. Man, I really hope Bobby Shmurda can go ahead and turn his life around and, you know, stop all that Shmurdering business. Maybe we can refer to him as the artist that once Shmurdered, or Bobby used to Shmurda. That could be good. What is up, you guys? So on today's episode, I am gonna just kind of talk about the last 600 miles on the Triumph Bonneville T100 and the shortcomings it's revealed to me during that. Before I take a trip or really commit to like anything, I like to do 1,000 miles, just kind of work it over, see what it needs. I haven't made it to 1,000 miles, but this thing has already shown me I'm gonna have to change a few things for it to be my daily rider, my touring machine, kind of like my everything motorcycle for a while. This little weird bit of choppy ground here is gonna kind of be a perfect time to talk about some of that. That didn't look as rough as it actually was. I'm sure this big bump here doesn't look as rough as it actually is. I'm gonna go around that. But first things first, well, maybe not first things first, but first things on this list of things that I need to change is the suspension. It just isn't really up for the task as like hard or aggressive as I ride. Like, that was a little jarring. So from what I can tell, there's a good bit of options from Progressive suspension, so I'm gonna run their shocks on the back. I'm gonna run the ones that lift the bike a little bit, just get me a little bit more ground clearance, get me a little bit more just rate of travel. And then in the front, I'm gonna run a set of their springs with some heavier fork oil, and that should do the trick. As far as from a suspension standpoint, I think I'm actually gonna pull over here. Kind of a cool spot. There's like a little East Lake mural. We'll pull over here, get off the bike for a minute, and kind of talk to you about what's going on. Woo! I'll let you hear it for a minute too. I had some people asking about the exhaust. So that's what it sounds like, just at idle. You can rev it. It sounds pretty good. But now we'll turn it off. So there's a few things to consider for as far as like the mods that I need to make. One is gonna be the seat. I'm not super in love with the seat. It is comfortable enough around town, but once you put an hour, 2 hours in the saddle, you start feeling how thin that padding really is, and it needs to change. I think I am going to go with the King and Queen seat that I found for it. It's stylish, it looks cozy for me and the passenger, so I'll roll in a photo right here so you guys can see it too. This is what that seat looks like. I'm going to put that on the bike. It'll really go for the whole like classic British touring thing I'm looking for. I think it'll be a good look, so I'm going to go ahead and get that exhaust, or that seat. I'll say exhaust. The exhaust is not changing. Normally I change the exhaust on every motorcycle I have. You guys know I throw a Two Brothers exhaust on everything, but this one is not going to change. It's from British Customs. I looked it up. It's like a $700 exhaust. It sounds good, honestly. It seems like weird and frivolous to take off a really good looking $700 exhaust to put on a different $700 exhaust. I also think the Two Brothers for this, it's Two Brothers Racing. It looks like a racing exhaust. This is more classic, so I think it's going to do better. Here's a close-up on those pegs. They're meant for a ruckus, like I said, but the bike had no passenger pegs, so I mounted those to mount. Like, I ran a little bracket there. They're hard mounted. They don't fold up or anything, but they're going to stay. That does it. The next thing that I have to change is the turn signals. The turn signals are these smoked ones. They're also from British Customs, like $100 turn signals for the whole set of 4. At night, they're great. They're pretty bright. In the daytime, just looking at them, they look cool, they look smoked, but the problem with being smoked in the daytime is you can't really even see them. Here, we'll turn the light power on, see if we can do that. So that's it, but you get this far out, and that is like nothing. From here, it just looks like a little light bulb. I'm sure you guys can see it. I don't know really what the GoPro is going to do to this, but it's just not very bright. It looks like a single Christmas light in there. It isn't going to keep me safe, so those are going to go. I ordered Rizoma turn signals. They were, not cheap. They were about 80 bucks each. And then there's a couple little bits of mounting hardware and wiring that I need to buy from them still. I wanted to get the parts here, the turn signals here, and see exactly what I need before I order more stuff. but it looks like for like 20 bucks they have these like little quick attach harnesses to where you can like plug in the light and then plug it into your wiring harness without cutting any wires, which I don't want to really go chopping into the wiring harness on this bike, so I'll probably grab those. They're called the iRide turn signals. They're like just like a little oval. They kind of go conical on the back, chrome with an amber lens and light or whatever. Super duper bright. Revzilla couldn't say enough good things about them, so I went ahead and grabbed those. Should be cool. I'm gonna need a fly screen for my time on the highway. Just like any naked bike, the highway wind just beats you up. It's just like annihilating me. So a little fly screen will do it. They come in by a company named Dart, first off. I'll throw that on the screen to you so you can check it out. I'm actually gonna, in my editing, I'm gonna loop in a picture of those turn signals too so you can see that too, now that I just thought of it. But you're probably looking at the windscreen now. They come in black and clear. I think black is gonna be the move, like the tinted one. Not black, but tinted. I think it'll go well. The bike has a lot of black on it already, so I think it'll just kind of seamlessly blend in without being too much. Next thing I need is luggage. I don't want to do any more GV hard luggage unless it's the aluminum stuff, because the plastic stuff just isn't super durable and it's expensive. The mounting brackets to put them on are expensive. The bags are expensive. The whole shebang is expensive, and I'm tired of buying bike specific brackets and whatnot. So in the spirit of keeping things classic and simple, I'm going with the soft bag. The bag I'm going with is from Giant Loop. Again, you're probably looking at it now. I probably edited it onto the screen. Edited it onto the screen. The cool thing about this bag is it rolls on both ends. So if you have something way in the bottom, instead of fishing around, you can like just flip it over and go to the other side. So it should work out pretty well. It's just going to strap onto the passenger seat. So I'll be able to carry about 22 liters of stuff that I need. So I'll have my tools in there, maybe a change of clothes on like a daily basis. Maybe my lunch or whatever from going to work. But then on trips, I should be able to pack it to where I can hold everything in it. As long as I pack relatively light, I'll be able to have my full toolkit, some clothes, maybe some regular walking shoes, so I'm not like wearing my boots wherever I end up going. You know, all the essentials for a trip should be able to fit in there, and I'll be good to go with something that straps onto the seat. If I get another bike or ride a different bike, I can take it off and put it on the other bike without having to buy anything special. And the bag also works as a book bag, so I can take it off the bike and just carry it into like my Airbnb, my tiny house, whatever it is I'm renting at that situation. It'll work out really well for me. Not a ton of storage, but just enough to like, sometimes if I have too much luggage, I start overpacking and bringing shit that I really don't need. So this should keep me honest with what I need, keep me conservative in my packing, and it'll be good. And if I had to run a passenger, I could just move the bag to the tank and figure out some strap situation there so I'm still carrying it, or they can wear it as a book bag. So really multifaceted, good piece of kit. I'm really happy with that addition. I ordered that bag already. It should be here tomorrow. I'm filming this on a Wednesday. I think it's due for delivery Thursday or Friday. So next video, it should be on the bike. Knowing me, I'll probably get a video out this weekend, hopefully. You'll see that go on. The turn signals will also be here. They're in the same order. But again, I'm going to have to order those wiring bits, so that won't actually be ready to rock. But that's the stuff as it stands that I think I really need. There's one more thing that I don't need, but I'm going to go ahead and get. There is an SW Motek engine crash guard for this bike. I'm going to buy that for a couple of reasons. One, if the bike does go down, it'll be cool to have more protection from the soft bits. Not that I think it's going to do a world of difference on a bike that's shaped like this. The bars are going to touch down first for sure. But the cool thing about it is it'll allow me like a bunch of different points that I can add highway pegs to if I wanted to. Like if the rail is going right here, my feet are here, and I'm getting tired, I can like literally get a peg right up there, get stretched out, put my heel on it, whatever, on a long stretch on the highway. And if any of you guys have been on a long motorcycle ride, you know learning those different spots or like positions you can position yourself in, it's really going to make things easier and more comfortable for you long term. So that'll be like work wonders on some of my long trips, because when I do big trips, I do 500, 600, 700 miles in a day pretty often when we go on trips. So having those different positions is going to be really nice. And then the very last thing I'm going to buy, it's just like a tiny little bit. I don't know how important it is, but the fact that they make it makes me want to get it. There is a little guard for this guy. Like it looks like a little radiator guard, but like a little mesh guard that goes over this like regulator rectifier, I guess is what that is. It completely goes over it. just to kind of enclose it like you would like a radiator, like a big mesh guard. It's like 35 bucks. I'm gonna grab it. Again, I'll edit that onto the screen so you can see it, but that's gonna be it. Once I get that stuff, I'll be ready to hit the road. When these tires wear out, I'm gonna replace them with those same Ducati Scrambler tires I've been putting on stuff. They're the Pirelli MT8 something or the other. I don't know. I don't really care what the number is, but if you care, you can look it up pretty quickly. I'm gonna put those on there just from a styling perspective. I think they'll look good, and they'll also look pretty classic. These tires look pretty aggressive. They look sporty, which they are. They're sport tires. So just switching to something more like classic will be nice, and it'll also give me a little bit more traction in like gravel or dirt or whatever I may be interested in doing or riding over. You know, I find myself in the situations, but that's really it. I think with all those mods, the bike will be perfect for me. It's a lot of stuff, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not really a lot of stuff. With the exception of the turn signals, it's all just quick bolt-on. There's no real work involved, so I'll just kind of slowly but surely work my way through that list of parts. Every time I get a new part, I'll make a video on it so you guys can see it. Ooh, look at the little skate spot here. Ooh, that is tight. I'm gonna have to come back here and skate this. I had never even known about this spot. Let's go peep it. It's crazy that this is like right in the neighborhood. I'm in Kirkwood here, one of my favorite neighborhoods, honestly. But this spot is pretty solid. Definitely come skate this a little bit. I like this box. Got some little parking blocks here. Little ramp. Yeah, this is tight. I'm actually probably gonna go grab my car and my board and come back here right now. Why not? Or see if I can mount the board to the bike somehow. But yeah, those few mods and the bike will be ready to rock. This is the beginning of March. I think it's like the 3rd or the 4th or something. Middle of April, I took a whole week off work. So I want to go ride. So hopefully I'll have everything on and ready to go by then so I can take a really long trip. And then one of my friends is coming, Matt, you're probably watching this. He's supposed to come to town for a couple days or a day. Hopefully we can get some miles on the bikes, go up to the mountains. So I just want to have it all done, or at least done enough by then. I mean, granted, it's ready to rock right now, but I'd like it to be better. But that's really it. I just kind of wanted to touch base with you guys on what's coming with this bike. There are going to be some mods, more than I intended for there to be, but it's all good. Such is life when you're into motorcycles. You always end up doing more than you think you're going to do. But if you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comment section. If you haven't yet, please hit subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit thumbs up. Seeing all the thumbs up I've been getting lately has really kept me stoked to keep doing this. So I appreciate all of you. And last but not least, go out and have a fantastic day. Maybe eat some snacks. Remember, calories aren't real, but happiness is. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.